When it comes to parenting in today's world, one of the most pressing challenges we face is not about technology, school performance, or even discipline. The deeper issue is something far more invisible yet powerful, the question of attachment. Who are our kids truly connected to? Who do they look to for guidance, for values, and for their sense of self? The book, Hold On to Your Kids, by Dr. Neufeld and Dr. Gabor Maté, gives parents a powerful answer. Children need to be anchored first and foremost to their parents. And when that bond is strong, everything else, discipline, resilience, learning and emotional health, flows naturally. But when that bond weakens, peers step in to fill the void, and that shift changes everything. To begin, the authors remind us that the parent-child connection is the foundation for all healthy growth. When kids feel deeply attached to their parents, they want to follow, they want to imitate, and they naturally want to be guided. It isn't about rewards or punishments, it's about the invisible pull of attachment. Just like a young plant turns toward the sun, a child turns toward the person they are bonded with. If that bond is with a parent, the parent's values and example shape the child's path. But if that bond is weak, children will seek out other attachment figures. And in our modern culture, peers often fill that space. That leads us into the second key idea, the danger of peer orientation. At first glance, kids leaning on their friends may not seem like a problem. It might even look like normal social development. But Neufeld and Maté show that when peers become the primary source of guidance, it undermines the authority of parents and confuses a child's development. Children may start measuring their worth by peer approval, adopting peer values, and even resisting parental direction, not because they are rebellious by nature, but because their loyalty has shifted. This creates a situation where parents feel like they're losing their child to the peer group. What's happening beneath the surface is that the natural hierarchy of attachment, where the parent leads and the child follows, has been flipped. From here, the book emphasizes that attachment is the true source of parental authority. Many of us as parents get caught up in techniques, whether that's stricter rules, reward charts, or consequences. But all of these approaches have limited power if attachment isn't in place. A child listens, not because of the technique, but because they care about the relationship. Authority flows from connection. Without it, parenting feels like a constant uphill battle, and parents may swing between being overly controlling or feeling powerless. With it, guidance becomes far more natural. Think about it. When you're close to someone you love and respect, you actually want to consider their advice. Children are no different. Building on this, the authors explain how peer orientation drives conflict within families. Once peers become a child's primary reference point, parents may notice their kids dismissing them, rolling their eyes, refusing to talk, or siding with friends against household rules. This isn't simply teenage rebellion or a personality issue, it's a clash of loyalties. The parent wants influence, but the child is already oriented elsewhere. When this happens, parents often respond with frustration, maybe by escalating punishments or withdrawing altogether. Unfortunately, both responses only widen the gap. Instead, the real solution lies in repairing the bond of attachment so that influence flows again. In other words, connection must come before correction. At this stage, Neufeld and Maté stress the importance of parents reclaiming the lead. Leadership here doesn't mean being domineering or harsh. It means stepping into the role of guide, mentor, and anchor. Children crave the security of knowing that their parents are confident enough to lead. When parents hesitate or hand that role over to peers, kids may feel adrift, even if they can't express it. Leading with warmth, consistency, and calm authority reassures a child that they are safe and that someone reliable is steering the ship. This kind of leadership restores the natural hierarchy of parent first, child second, an order that children instinctively need. Equally significant, the book underscores that attachment isn't something you establish once and then forget. It's an ongoing relationship that must be nurtured daily. In practical terms, this means creating rituals of closeness, eating meals together, sharing routines like bedtime or morning check-ins, showing interest in your child's world, and simply spending time in each other's company. These everyday moments may seem small, but they build a sense of belonging. When a child feels seen, heard, and valued by their parents, they are less vulnerable to the pull of peer approval. And in those moments when life inevitably gets stressful, whether that's school challenges, conflicts with friends, or emotional ups and downs, the child knows they have a safe harbour to return to. Finally, the authors bring it all together with a hopeful message. When parents reclaim their rightful place in their children's lives, kids flourish. They become more resilient because their sense of identity is rooted in a secure relationship. They develop stronger values because they're guided by people who love them unconditionally, rather than by peers who may only offer conditional acceptance. They handle stress better because they know they don't have to face it alone. And they grow into adults who are capable of deep connection, empathy, and maturity, precisely because their first attachments taught them how to trust and be trusted. So, to sum it up, Hold On to Your Kids isn't just a book about discipline or about modern parenting struggles. It's really about reclaiming something timeless, the bond between parent and child. In a world that often pulls kids away from their families and into the orbit of peers, Neufeld and Maté give us a roadmap to bring them back, not through control or force, but through connection, warmth, and intentional leadership. And that's the real takeaway. If we hold on to our kids, not by clinging anxiously, but by anchoring them in love and trust, we give them the foundation they need to face the world with confidence. And in turn, we preserve the parent-child relationship as the central, guiding force it was always meant to be.